Peterson is well known in the crafting world for her incredible work in friendly plastic, jewelry making, and polymer clay. This year, Linda launched Craft Tech University, where she teaches students from all over the world in a new format of live webcam that is the coolest way to learn online. Today, Linda is here to share a technique called friendly plastic dichro. And as I mentioned earlier, I think this is something new. So hopefully maybe this is the premiere of this technique right here on Cool2Craft. I'm delighted to welcome back Linda Peterson. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Tiffany, and hi, everyone. Thanks for the warm welcome back. It has been a long time, and I can tell you that I've missed you all. It's just good to be back. So Tiffany's right. I've come back from London, and I brought some new products with me to work with friendly plastic. We haven't had friendly plastic on the show in a while. The technique isn't really new. I think some of the people who live in the UK have seen this before. This was originally done by Liz Welch. She's a really popular friendly plastic artist in the UK, and oh, she's just wonderful. She's a wonderful person. You'll absolutely love her, and I can tell you we're going to get her on Craft Tech U to teach some classes. But she taught me this technique, and then I just kind of put my slant on it. So, but I think this is the first time that you all have seen this technique. So, while Tiffany is putting up the slide of the project, I'll set my camera and we'll start our demo. Before I start real quick, Tiffany, if you can enable the raise hand, I'm just curious. I know a lot of our guests in the room have seen friendly plastic. Was there anyone here who is new to friendly plastic or who has never seen it before? Maybe a few. Okay, we've got a couple. Oh, good. All right, well, what you're looking at is the strips of friendly plastic, and on one side, this is just a review for everybody who's already seen it, but on one side, you've got this nice metallic surface. On the back, you have plain plastic. This is thermoplastic, which actually is susceptible to heat, so you can heat it up and you can mold it. And it comes in about a 7-inch long strip. So that's what we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with the strips. And also, here's the cool product that I brought back. You might have seen this before for scrapbooking, but this is a metal mesh. Well, actually, I can't say metal. It's a metallic looking mesh. It's real glittery, and I've got it in all different colors. It comes in all different sizes. Let me see if I can pull out some. Some of these circles are smaller, some are bigger, and it's kind of holographic looking. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply this to the top of friendly plastic. And I'm going to use my my heat gun today. I use a tool, the heat tool, because when you're working with friendly plastic, we need to melt this, but this tool doesn't have a whole lot of air that comes out, and so it leaves my plastic nice on the table. And it's real easy to cut, so let me cut off a little strip, because I'm really just going to show you the technique here. Move this over a little bit. So I've got a little strip of friendly plastic. This is one of my favorite colors. This is avocado. Here I say it won't move it around, but it did. And when you heat from the top, you get a little bit different effect than when you heat from the bottom. There's different ways of heating the plastic, and that's one thing that I go over when you take one of my friendly plastic classes, like the Fusion Illusion class. You learn all those different methods and which method to use for which technique that you want to do. So we're using a heat tool. You can see the surface of the plastic is kind of changing. You see it crackle. And you'll also notice that when it gets real hot, the edges kind of fold over and they get real nice and soft. I know heating plastic is kind of like watching water boil, but actually it's kind of fun. When it's completely heated, you can see your fingerprints in there. So make sure it's good and hot. If it bubbles, you've heated it a little too much, so just take the heat away. Okay. Now, I had my little blue. Here we go. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my mesh. one thing that I've done that we haven't done in the past is you can see that I'm heating this on a piece of foil, and this is pretty crucial for this particular technique because you need something to push up against. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay the mesh onto the foil, and we're going to ooze. This is what Liz calls oozing through. Now in Liz's technique, she oozes a lot more than I do, but she embeds this mesh, and what I'm doing is I'm actually rubbing the bottom with my finger so that I can press the friendly plastic up through the little notches. Yes, Cynthia's right. It's called punchinelle and sequin waste. Okay, so you can actually bring this friendly plastic up as high as you want, and I'll show you on one of my other samples just how different it looks when you actually push it up through higher. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one aside. I've got a little bowl of water. For those of you who have never used friendly plastic, you need to cool this in water. So once you put it in water, it becomes nice and hard, and then you can go ahead and use it. But I already have one over here that I've done. So this one's already been cooled. Now to make this a true dichroic effect, what I would do is I would put a coat of clear resin over the top, which I would have done, except I took my resin to London with me and made the trip out there, but it didn't make the trip back. It got all over. Good thing I wrapped it in plastic because it leaked out. But anyway, a nice clear gloss of clear resin will make this look dichroic and give you that dichroic effect. So what I'm going to do now is we're just going to start layering together. And again, I'm going to come back. I'm going to use the heat gun. I'm going to do this real quick just to kind of give you the idea. I'm not going to go through the whole entire process, and then I'll show you the finished couple pieces that I did. It's easiest to start out working with geometric shapes or squares. You can also use this with cookie cutters. Okay, so this part's pretty simple. Just going to trim up. And what you like about this is not an effect that you can get with just friendly plastic that you purchased off of the store shelves. So this is something that you can make and you can alter. So for the newbies there, what I did is I heated up the back plastic and I've pressed the cold plastic in. Plastic sticks to plastic, and so you could just keep layering and layering and manipulating and oozing and all kinds of fun stuff until you get something that looks like this. This is the hero piece. This is the piece that Tiffany showed in the original picture there. And so after it cooled, I just wire wrapped it with a little silver wire, embellished it, and stuck it on a chain, and you've got a really nice dichroic looking pendant. And it's pretty easy too, and you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of expensive glass and kilns, and it's pretty neat. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at this for a little while, and I'm watching the chat room. I see that there's a couple of questions. Colleen had a question, looks like parchment paper, and Tiffany answered it. Yes, this is a silicone heating mat. These are Silpats. You can get these at, Bath and Body Works, any kind of a kitchen specialty store. This is what you would actually bake in the oven with. Anybody else have any questions? It is the same as a Silpat, Cynthia. And then normally what I do, the mesh is going to be, Heidi, the mesh is going to be included in the kit. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the kit. I've got friendly plastic in the kit, and I've got all sorts of different colors of mesh and sizes of mesh in the kit. Oh, there's Tiffany's got the picture up there. So you're going to get an assortment of 6 full strips of friendly plastic, because I just got my shipment in today, and an assortment of at least 10 pieces of the mesh for you to play around with.